40 miles south of the site of the 2025 SFL convention in Baltimore. We're in DC tonight to get season 23 week 6 started this evening from the Dungeon of Drakery's Coliseum as the DC Dragons will host the Minnesota Legend. Good evening, everybody. I'm Mike Daggs, and alongside me in the booth, as always, is Gerald Smith. Our stats crew tonight, Justin Reside and Eddie Gage is in the house, along with our commissioner and producer, Cameron Irvine. You're watching the Simulation Football League on YouTube. Gerald, a big night so far already tonight. I got a great game lined up straight ahead.
Yeah, and maybe the Dragons are going to be seeing a lot of Dracarys right here to get some of that fire going under their offense and their defense to get their season righted against a really, really hot Minnesota Legend team.
Yeah, they got to get this season turned around. Their worst start to a season in quite some time. They've had a lot of successful seasons over the years, and this one just really not going well for them so far. Losing in week 1 to Nashville, losing in week 2 to Florida. Week 3, they played their first divisional game against Queen City, and they got that win. But then another divisional game in week 4 against Canton, back in the losing column. So they'll start out on offense tonight as we have the ball kicked off, and Minnesota back to receive at their own 4. Returning it straight up the middle by Quake Mam up to the 28-yard line, and that is where quarterback Johnny Reno will lead the offense onto the field for the first time this evening. 14th in completions so far this season, 11th in passing yards. He's 55 of 82, 816 yards, second best completion percentage in the league, Gerald, at 67.1, top 10 in touchdowns, top 2, number 2 in QBR.
He's doing really good, and that's just what Johnny Reno has done over the course of his career so far in the league, too.
First down and 10 from the 28. Ball is handed off to your guy, Colin Hart. Gets the ball up the middle for a 4-yard gain. He's averaging about 4.6 yards per carry this season. He's just a yard shy now of hitting 400 yards on the season in only 5 games on 86 carries, 4 touchdowns as well.
Yeah, and it's going to end up being through 5 games where it's going to be to the halfway to the 1,000-yard mark.
Reno scrambling in the pocket, and it collapses. John Gary gets the sack, brings them back to the 27-yard line. They're down in 11.
And John Gary gets a sack. It's the second of the season, coming in there free off the edge and hit Johnny Reno from the blind side. That's the 7th time Johnny Reno has been sacked in the league so far this season.
John Gary passing 30 sacks on his career. 3rd down and 11 coming up. Reno hands the ball off on 3rd and long. I thought that was a mistake. Colin Hart says, no, it's not. Right up the middle, a nice gain, and picks up the first down. Are you surprised about that call?
No, I'm not. You want to know why? Because they did that to us, like in their last game that they played. They're very opportunistic, and they're actually taking what the defense gives. This is how you play ball control offense, and that is what they have done all season. And Colin Hart getting, over 4.5 yards per carry is showing that he still has it.
Isaac Knox in at running back. Now pass over the middle. That one is complete to Jason France. 6'7", 270-pound tight end. Gets the catch, gets another first down.
And you give it to Colin Hart on a huge run, and what do? You come right there and catch your tight end, the Moose, running right down the seam, puts the ball right out of reach of anybody else. And it was a perfectly thrown, perfectly timed, too. Dropped it right where they needed to. The safety didn't have enough time to get over and knock the ball down. And they quickly got into DC territory.
Reno with only 8 pass attempts in their win over Louisiana. And he throws an interception. Going back the other way is Saeed Gore to the 40, the 30. He might go to the 10. Does he have room? And he's in. Touchdown, DC. And what a quick turn of events for the Dragons.
And just when you thought the Minnesota offense was doing what they were going to do to most of their other opponents, what do? The DC defense steps right in front of Jason France and picks the ball off. Johnny Reno didn't see him. They're coming out, and they're coming out blazing right now, especially on defense. And here they are, about to go up 7 points in their own house.
Saeed Gore, his 3rd career interception, his 1st career pick 6, and DC strikes first in an unlikely manner, a interception return for a touchdown by the 6'4" outside linebacker.
And what I think what we need to get Jermaine to do in the stadium, he needs to have like dragons on like the corners of like the end zone areas in the stands.
There's one.
And when they score, they breathe fire out.
Well, there's the I see the dragon.
Yeah, they're actually hanging out.
He's just got to do some pyrotechnics.
That's a little bit scary. Well, they have built-in pyrotechnics.
You know what else?
That's what they have. Everybody gonna start howling Dracarys before long and start breathing fire everywhere.
You know what else Jermaine Smith needs to do though? He's got to go to the 2025 SFL convention. He's got to go.
And did we ever send? Did we probably send him proper Cajun seasoning? Did we do that? Yeah, all right. So
yeah, we sent him. Yeah, absolutely. Right. We did we say we were gonna?
We were.
We said we were gonna mail him
remember.
Cajun seasoning. So we are men of our word.
Yeah, that's definitely.
I took care of it for you. Don't worry.
All right. Well, no, I think I brought it here, and I'm like, hey, we're gonna send it. Anyway, that's beside the point. I was just thinking about it. But he does got to show up. It's just right down the street.
Show up.
We'll go pick him up.
Yeah, well, maybe you will. I got.
I'll pick. He's a Smith. I got it.
I'm gonna have somebody else with me. Johnny Reno has to shake off his interception. Immediately back out onto the field. Throws that one to Colin Hart. Should we make another surprise announcement? I mean, we've already announced the SFL convention. Should we announce something that's about a 95% certainty?
I know what you're referring. We could make him wait. Send me a super chat.
Yeah, we'll make him wait. Yeah, super chat if you want something super cool. Nice pickup by Johnny Reno, getting it done himself. We've already made a few bucks for the league tonight. May as well see if we can milk the audience for more. Oh, that's not right at all. Why would you say that?
Apparently, I'm the 53%.
You are.
I'm the league villain now.
You are the new league villain. Oh, Cam trying to spoil it. An SFL legend coming to their first convention. You can find out who for only $9.99.
That's $9.99.99.
Oh, shoot.
That's legit. We got to aim high. Aim high.
Yeah. Second down and 11. Sometimes I forget there's a game going on.
Yeah.
The Moose in motion. This just in. Jermaine Smith used that seasoning tonight on some baked chickens. That is beautiful to hear. Reno down the middle of the field into double coverage, and that one is incomplete. 3rd down and 11 now coming up for Minnesota. That first drive was really looking quite well until that untimely interception thrown by Reno, which is surprising to see with how accurate he's been this season. His now 7th interception on the season.
Yeah, and DC is playing this exactly how it seems like they want. They want to start the game exactly how they want to hear it, and they're doing it. This is a huge 3rd down, I think, for Minnesota.
Reno to throw over the middle. Oh, that one's incomplete. Just got a little too excited, overthrew his target. Was trying to get it to T. DeQueen. T. DeQueen, who successfully guessed the location of the convention earlier today. But I denied the whole thing and made her wait. But she did successfully guess it. And then I said, no, you're wrong.
I'm sure T will be there with her lesser half and Doug Day.
Yeah, they got a 19-and-a-half-hour drive. How far did you drive to get down to Houston?
24.
24? Oh, so 19 and a half. That's child's play.
I don't know if it's child's play. It was a struggle. It was a grind.
Yeah, I bet.
It was a grind.
You know, I know the Alls do quite a bit of driving as well, but I found out how they do it. They take 4-hour shifts. So they switch out who's driving every 4 hours. And so they could just keep right on going. Then they sleep when it's not their turn to drive. It's a pretty good strategy. All right, let's take a look at this DC DC offense. Kevin Say just Doug heard you. The DC offense out on the field. Kevin Say just got absolutely catapulted. But look at that block. You see that block by Jay Hayden?
Dude, it was unreal. But he just got blew up right there, though. Meerkat come in there and just blew him up.
2nd down and 3. I don't think anybody wants to know what the special announcement is. Oh, wow, look at that stutter step. Sam Harrison. Nice juke. Getting the Dragons another first down. Yeah, I've got a juicy nugget, man. I've got good information that people would be excited to hear.
I mean, I wouldn't want to. I don't know about you, but I don't like dry nuggets.
Right.
My nuggets have got to be juicy.
I don't like where this is going. First down and 10 from the 39. This is a family production, sir. Kevin Say up the middle. So Jermaine Smith, I know you're out there because you just told us about your baked chicken. Are you gonna head to Baltimore in July? You gonna be there with us? There's somebody else coming that might want to meet you.
So
I don't know if I could tease that anymore.
Yeah, DC is actually looking somewhat impressive so far, right? They're able to get that early interception right there, score a touchdown, and here they are. I mean, they're approaching midfield right here against Minnesota.
Sam Harrison gets the first down. And a little bit more as we take a look at the starting roster for the DC Dragons. Sebastian Synergy is the quarterback. Kevin Say, the halfback, along with Sam Harrison. The fullback is Chuck Steller. Mason Kirby and Josh Gill are the wide receivers. Jay Hayden and Lauren Percoco at tight end. Doug Day with the $10 super chat. Announce the new announcement. As that run goes for a gain of 1. Well, I guess I did say, oh, shit. Jermaine Smith's going to be there. That's not the announcement, but I just saw that post and I'm excited.
He is a legend.
He is a legend, but he's been to a convention, so it wouldn't be his first. Wouldn't be his first.
First since the last one he made.
We'll make, I will reveal the announcement within the announcement in between these drives. 3rd down and 9. Synergy, you mentioned in the pregame show, Gerald, he's struggled this season.
Yeah, and look, and he's struggled mightily, right? He has 1 touchdown, as I mentioned, 9 interceptions, completing well below 50%, and let's say well below 45% of his passes, and everything else. And they've struggled offensively to do it. They're still trying to get it to Lauren Percoco, but they're just not. It's like teams are covering her a lot more than what they have in the past.
Synergy right on cue, Gerald. Lauren Percoco gets the catch and gets the first down. Lauren Percoco is going to be a key to Synergy turning his season around.
Oh, 100%, because she's actually been, like their high volume receiver. She's not a receiver. She's a tight end. In my opinion, she's probably the best tight end in the game right now and has been for a few seasons. So they had that connection. They're just trying to reestablish it because teams are starting to gear it toward, their defenses toward stopping her.
Swing route this time out to Kevin Say. Cam's got his theory on who we're going to meet.
Oh, that'll be great.
Well, yeah.
It would be.
Synergy over the middle, and that one right back into the hands of Percoco, setting up DC with a first down and goal. Synergy with only 1 passing touchdown this season, Gerald, to 9 picks.
Yeah, and as you start getting closer here, I think this is where, the passing game, they have to maybe take a little bit of a step back here and look for, Steller, Harrison, or Say right here to try and get it punched in. Or, even, it would work even better if they hit a play action.
Run up the middle. That one gets stuffed. Kevin Say picks up maybe about a yard before being brought down by Stephen Black. Damon Simeon says, glad the convention's going to be in Baltimore. I haven't seen my best friend Destro since the 2018 convention. Neither have we. Matt Wilson got a chance to meet Destro at that convention, and it was honestly one of the highlights of his trip. He talked about that all the time. That run up to Sam Harrison.
I must say, Jermaine is a very intimidating man.
That's what Matt always talked about. He's like, his voice is so deep. He's got such a baritone voice. He goes, I was scared. He just looks like he's just gonna kill you. But then you meet him and he's like the nicest guy ever.
He is. He's just a very intimidating man.
3rd down and goal. Pitch down to the bottom, diving into the end zone. Touchdown DC, and they extend their lead. 13-0 extra point pending.
And what they do, they give the ball to Lauren Percoco to get themselves inside the 10, within range, to hand it off to these running backs. And what they do, they don't waste it on 3rd down right there at about 3. They give it to Kevin Say. He's able to punch it in and get themselves up by 2 scores right now. Now, I don't know when the last time we can actually say this season, or even for in a while. When was the last time Minnesota was down 2 scores in a game?
It's been a long time, I think. 14-0 DC out in front. 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. 12-play, 78-yard drive. Beautiful execution by DC. Doug Day paid $10 for this information. I hope it's worth it to him. 95% chance that it's going to happen. We're working out all the details right now, but more likely than not, Ramos Lynn will step foot in the United States for the first time ever. He's coming up to Western New York and will come with the Dags clan down to the Baltimore convention. So Ramos Lynn in the house. In the U.S.
Yeah, and then everybody who's been here a while, and as our stats person Eddie Gage know, they make fun of Ramos because he's still like 14 or 15. They can see he's actually a grown man.
He's a grown man. He's all grown
he's
up.
Not,
just like Jack Brown got all grown up.
Yeah, so it's like, hey, he's actually a grown man. But yeah, it'll be interesting for me too, because Ramos was one of the the guys with Mexico City, Matt and you, whenever I came in the league, and actually we're doing good things and actually had such a good stuff. So it'll be really, really interesting for me to meet him as well.
I can't wait to see him again. We got to meet him last year in Mexico, and looking forward to hosting him. He'll actually be up here for a couple weeks is the plan, and going to show him all around New York State, bring him down to the convention. So TJ Speaks said if Ramos ever comes to a convention, he'd pay for his hotel stay. Oh, that works out well. Now I don't have to foot the bill.
Yeah, have TJ pay for the whole trip.
Yeah, I like it. Flight and all. Look at Colin Hart fighting for yards, picking up the first down, trying to get the legend into this ball game. So, yeah, I told Ramos, I said, get yourself up here and we'll take care of the rest. Your pesos are no good here. And he goes, my pesos really aren't good in Mexico either. So that works out well. Colin Hart up top picks up a gain of 2. Take a look at the full roster for Minnesota's offense. Quarterback is Johnny Reno, Isaac Knox, and Colin Hart are the halfbacks. Robert Henson Jr., the fullback. Quig Bam, Deezer Powell, T. DeQueen, Jay Taylor, and E.J. Minson are the wide receivers. Caesar Ackerman and Jason France at tight ends. Hart picks up about 6. 3rd down and 2 on the offensive line. Brookie Burr, Axel Raven, Dusty Wilson, Griffin King, and Ruthie Raven.
And it's going to be interesting to see how this ball control offense plays from behind. You know what I mean? So they typically maybe 1 score down or something like that. They can still play that, but they're 2 scores down. I know it is early, but I want to see how they're going to be able to handle it, and if they're going to, especially if DC is going to continue to put points on the board on from their offense. So how is Minnesota going to kind of keep up with this? I mean, we're yet to see them score. They've gotten down in a similar position on their first drive, ended up in a pick 6 for DC, but we're going to see how it's going to work out for them.
Final play of the first quarter goes for no gain. That is not how I think anybody expected this one to get started, but there is a lot of football left. 14-0 DC out in front of the Minnesota Legend. On convention announcement night, Baltimore, Maryland is the site of that convention. You're watching the Simulation Football League on YouTube. That is the USS Constellation in Baltimore's Inner Harbor. And you can see right there off to the left side of your screen, Gerald, the Hyatt Regency Inner Harbor. That is where the convention will take place. Can't wait for that one to happen. Aerial coverage provided by Dags Drone Works. That's the whole ad read that they get today.
Rooftop pool?
Rooftop pool, bar, and terrace with trees growing on a roof.
That's amazing.
I'm perplexed. I'm going to dig at the base of the tree.
We need to get Cameron Irvine to play TV at the pool.
Yes.
For all the games.
Oh, that would be sick too. But we have a really nice room though. You've seen pictures.
I have.
Yeah, it's a beautiful space.
It was a lot more impressive once I saw it. I know you talked about it before I actually seen it, but once I seen it, I'm like, wow. And the images I seen was 3D, so you can actually spin it around as if you were actually sitting in a room looking out. So it was a really, really great view of the harbor.
Ball is handed off up the middle for a gain of 6 by Colin Hart. Doug Day in the chat says, Ramos Lynn, Destro, and Ray Bentley, I would seriously fanboy out. I think a lot of people would. Like, these are some of the big names in the league, been around forever. Damon saying he's known Ramos since he was like 13 years old in user versus user in All Pro Football 2K8 casual adult gamers, and that was when he was very much not a casual adult. He was a mere youngin'.
You know, and this is the thing about, look, and I know, look, hey, it was played up for this convention, it being a 25th one, but
yes,
it seems like it's the perfect venue. A lot of these legends from the league, long-time legends from the league, are going to attend, and they're actually going to be there, and it's going to be something special.
Reno on the option route runs and gets the first down inside the red zone. Beautiful play by Reno, a designed quarterback run. Nice block set up there.
It looked like he was pulling out a little bit of his tie Patak routine right there, looking like Ty Patak. Not quite as nimble or as good at running as Ty Patak, but look, he's got his team inside the 20 and looking to close this gap.
Reno, short drop, quick throw over the middle. Wide open receiver is E.J. Minson, who picks up 6 yards. E.J. Minson was at the Houston convention. Hope to see him at the Baltimore convention. Looks like a lot of people are excited about it so far. That's great to see. Second down and 4. Colin Hart fighting, getting the first down, first and goal at the 4-yard line.
And this is the drive that Minnesota needed to put on, right? Being able to get there, rebound, play, you know, they're still playing their ball control type offense, but they still are moving yards down the field, and now they're at the 5 and looking to get in the end zone. Now, if they can do this, they can actually get right back in. Not they were ever out, because it's still kind of close, but they can get right back where they feel like they were near the start of the game.
Pitch down to the bottom to Isaac Knox. Does not go much of anywhere as Josh Vasquez, the 13-season veteran, 2-time All-Star player, gets the stop. Doug Day looking for more announcements. Any more I can find. Run up the middle. Goes once again for no gain. 3rd down.
This is going to be interesting right here to see what Minnesota does. Now, what they have had success, I wouldn't be surprised if you actually see them drop back in a passing formation and do the draw. The draw for them, the running back draw, has been extremely successful for them so far this game. If not, I'd look for the moose right over the middle.
3rd and goal. Reno. The throw. Moose over the middle. No, incomplete. It was actually intended for somebody else.
The moose was open, though.
Moose was open. That's why I thought he was going there.
That looked like he was going for E.J. Minson right there. A little bit, you know, the wrong choice in targets, because the moose was wide open in the middle right there. But maybe Johnny Reno got a little bit apprehensive because he saw Saeed Gore sitting right there on the edge and decided to throw it to E.J. Minson and kind of hope for the best. So, but hey, look, they're selling for a field goal. Still a two-score game. And DC is looking really, really good right now.
They are indeed. Minnesota gets the field goal. Gets that O off the board. Cuts into DC's lead. Oh, we've talked about this a bunch already tonight, Gerald, but one more time. The SFL convention is headed to Baltimore, just up the street from here in D.C. for the 2025 convention, kicking off the league's 25th anniversary season, which that part can't be overstated enough. 25 seasons of SFL action. It'll be on July 10th to the 14th. Join the SFL Nation at the rooftop pool of our host hotel, the Hyatt Regency, Baltimore Inner Harbor. Looking out into the Inner Harbor and revel in the league's first convention all the way on the East Coast. Cincinnati was close. This one's definitely on the East Coast. You can reserve your room now at the special group rate. You can find the link for that at simfl.net.
I have to credit, you know, the staff, you mostly, right, and the league for being able to get this done so soon and doing all this legwork so soon to try and lock this in as such an, you know, for it to be such a large event for everybody to attend and everybody have time to plan for these things so far in advance, because we haven't had this type of notice
ever.
Ever. So it gives everybody roughly a year. I know it's only 11 months, but still roughly a year to plan for this stuff. And I can't thank you and the league enough for actually doing all that league work and getting this done so soon so everybody can play.
Yeah, definitely a team effort, and there was other cities in contention as well. There was, oh, look at that. Oh, what a nice tackle for a loss. I think that was Mark Mello getting in the backfield. Definitely some other proposals that were being considered for other cities around the country. And listen, there's going to be no shortage of great venues coming up. But this is the new plan. I think we talked about it in our Week 2 Matt Wilson kickoff show. Let's look at this 3rd down and 14 first. Big 3rd down coming up here for DC. Synergy rolls out right. Oh, he's going to try to run for it. He's not going to make it. Somehow chased down by Max Knight. It's like getting chased down by a bulldozer.
I don't know. Maybe he saw Max Knight says, I got to run, and Max Knight put on the speed burner and said, I got you, dude. But they've actually cut, like, defensively, Minnesota has found something here, right? Stopped DC from getting any further down the field and actually having the opportunity to get their team the ball back. So I know, look, Minnesota had the drive ended disappointing last time. 16 play, 5.5-minute drive. For them to only get 3 points, that's not what they're used to getting whenever they get down there and have those long drives. They're used to finishing it off with a touchdown.
Absolutely.
But look, they have the ball back, and here they are, have a chance now with this drive to reduce that lead down to 1 score.
Reno back out on the field now. 5 of 9, 49 yards. Short drop by Reno. Throws, connects with Deezer Powell. Throwing it behind Powell just a bit. Pickup of 2 yards. But we talked about it the Week 2 Wilson kickoff show. This is the plan going forward, is to have the convention announcement well in advance. There no longer will we be announcing a convention in March that's coming up that same July. The goal was actually to announce the 2025 convention at the 2024 convention. Things just didn't work out timing-wise, but hey, there you go, Doug Day. One more juicy nugget. The goal is going to be to announce the 2026 convention location at the 25th anniversary convention next year in Baltimore. So with any luck, while you're at the convention, you'll be able to find out where we're headed the next year.
Or hear me out. We can do it exactly the same again and let the super chats reign.
Well, if we announce it at the convention, we can just have people literally throw money at us.
Yeah, that would be great.
Doug threw Twinkies at me. I think we could probably get.
We should do it Wheel of Fortune style. Make people pay for each letter, of the city.
Oh, that's fantastic. These conventions don't fund themselves. All right, so Minnesota not able to get anything on that drive either. DC back out on the field on offense. Jermaine says that he's thinking the rooms are probably around 150. They are 170 a night. This is a 4-star venue in downtown Baltimore on the Inner Harbor.
That's amazing.
170. These rooms usually go for around 230, 240 a night. So 170 is a pretty good deal. It's beautiful, beautiful hotel.
And the weekend rates are typically higher than the weekday rates too at these high-end hotels. So
especially in the summer.
Yeah. So I think it's a steal in my opinion.
It is. The hotel worked well with us. Gave us a fantastic deal. They were willing to negotiate a little bit, and it was great to see. And it's going to be one heck of an event. I've gotten a peek at the menu options, and we're going to eat well. We're going to eat well. Lauren Percoco getting another catch, and Gerald, we can't overstate that enough, the importance of Percoco getting involved. So far, she's the only one with a catch outside some swing route passes, a dump down to Kevin Say. Otherwise, 3 receptions, 59 yards for Percoco.
Yeah, and she was a huge reason why they were able to get down the field in their last, on their last scoring drive on offense, is that they threw a couple of large passes to her, got them down, within the red zone, and then running backs just took over at that point.
Run up the gut for a gain of 7. Cameron Irvine says there's a cheesecake factory within walking distance to the hotel. I will be there at least once. All right. There are some amazing restaurants on the Baltimore Inner Harbor.
That is not a Cheesecake Factory?
That's not one of them. The Cheesecake Factory's fine. Kelly and I went there for dessert just the other day. Is that second down pickup?
So what are you doing? You just
You don't go to Baltimore and
you-
go to Cheesecake
what are you
Factory. They got fresh crab and
You're
lobster.
just going to
and-
crap on the commissioner's dream of having at the Cheesecake Factory in Baltimore down the street?
Yep. He can
All
go on
right.
his own.
All right.
3rd and 1. Pitch down to the bottom. Picked up the first. Keeps the drive alive and in Minnesota territory.
Yeah, and they convert on 3rd down, right? Because look, and they weren't very good on 3rd down. So far this season on offense, only completing 46%, which is in the bottom half, believe it or not, on 3rd down. And here they are. I mean, they're doing it consistently.
2 minutes to go here in a fast-moving first half, where Gerald and I have only talked about 3 minutes of football and 17 minutes of convention.
Robert Henson in the chat.
Yeah.
How have you never had actual seafood?
I was wondering what that meant.
What kind of seafood have you actually had? Is it just none in general?
Like a McFish? What do they call it? I don't even know.
I mean, granted, if you buy a fish stick or some sort of a fish
fillet.
patty at your local grocery store, it's got to be,
Yeah. So, yeah.
Oh, look, it looks like Jermaine wants to take me to Camden Yards.
Camden Yards is...
He's taking me to Camden Yards. He just said it. I just seen it.
I see it too. Camden Yards within walking distance of the convention venue. So, believe it or not, even the Ravens Stadium, M&T Bank Stadium, it's a couple miles away, but it's within a reasonable walking distance as well. You can get there on foot from the venue. There's all sorts of great stuff in Baltimore. If any of you have paid any attention to the drone footage at Baltimore home games, you have seen some of the great shots we were able to get the last time. Kelly and I were there. Oh, another interception, this time coming by the Minnesota defense. That is just what the doctor ordered for the legend, is they need to get themselves back into this ballgame.
And you can actually see how the Minnesota defense is actually playing, like the offense right there. They're sliding so much toward, Lauren Pacoca right there. So much extra stuff because they know they're targeting her and almost her exclusively right here. What do? David Leathers just drops back, keeps his eye on the quarterback, and reads it right as it's thrown and able to jump right into it and kill that drive. And now they have very good field position right at midfield as they start the drive.
Minute 4, all 3 timeouts. Reno, another quick pass. Oh, had the Moose. The Moose gets rocked as that pass comes in by John DeSantis. Incomplete. Cameron Irvine says, I'm not a baseball guy, but I've heard Camden Yards is awesome. So Camden Yards is one of those iconic baseball stadiums I think any true baseball fan needs to visit at least
I
once.
love baseball.
Yeah,
baseball's my favorite sport.
Here's the problem.
Don't
Here's the
crap on
problem.
baseball.
I'm not
don't
crap
do it.
now. It's on Camden Yards specifically after this play. 2nd down and 10. I have a beef with the stadium. I have a beef with security at the stadium.
You've been to
I've been, yeah. I walked all around Baltimore. We accidentally ended up in some places I'm going to circle on a map that we don't go. That pass to E.J. Minson, incomplete. You go to Camden Yards, and you know what they have prominently displayed on pillars surrounding the whole venue? Big old signs that say no drones.
But what if you put one up anyway? I know someone you're very close to totally ignores signs that say don't do things.
That's true. My bride. So she's a rule breaker. She's a rule breaker. She would tell me. She'd be like, who's going to stop you? Just put the drone in there.
Yeah, she can teach her a few things. But look, there we are. They just completed a pass to Jay Taylor to get themselves near field goal range right here. And they're almost got identical offensive stats right now.
The stat line has been pretty even. And if they get a touchdown here, the score line is going to be pretty even too. Nice pass over the middle to Jay Taylor inside the red zone. They'll call their 2nd timeout. Miranda Dumas says, "Party at the Cheesecake Factory. Y'all are killing me. Listen, don't get ahead of yourselves here. You've got 11 months to find any restaurant that's not a chain. Gerald, they have
tell us.
They have amazing restaurants that are not chains that are you only can go to there.
Well, you need to convince the commish to have his party elsewhere. We all will attend. Just
See?
not Cheesecake Factory.
Cheesecake Factory doesn't take reservations, so it won't be a group date. But I bet you I can find one at a seafood place. Pass over the middle behind Powell again, but Powell able to haul that one in. 2nd down and 5, final timeout called.
You know, spoiler alert, the commissioner's taking me. It's not a group date, it's just him and I. We have things to discuss.
What, his hair? And how pretty he is?
Yeah. How can I get my hair, which doesn't exist, to look like
Rogaine?
his? You know, does that work? I
doubt it. Probably not.
Like
7 to 10 on the last 10 pass attempts for Reno. Got to convert this one here to keep this drive going. Pass up top, wide open, caught all the way down to the 1, and they'll go into the hurry up here. First down and goal.
Spike it.
Reno spikes it at Gerald's request. What are you looking for here?
I'm looking for a Colin Hart dive up the middle. I wouldn't do anything. I wouldn't take a chance of putting the ball in the air right here. You have Colin Hart. You have 29 seconds, even with no timeouts. You know, you can actually run it here if you wanted. You can even spike it and then end up waiting, you know, until, you know, and then get yourself a field goal here if they want to close down to 1 score. But anything other than a Colin Hart run here, I think is a mistake. But if they throw, they're going to get a touchdown, and I look like an idiot.
Ackerman in motion up to the top. Reno, he'll throw over the middle, and it is incomplete. 3rd down and goal.
Gore was right there to knock the ball right out of the Moose's hands. It was a good throw.
It was. He boxed out his defender.
But I'm not sure if you saw it there. You see how the Moose just stopped right there. If he would have kept going in, he could have protected himself right there and actually got his body in front of the ball and protect the ball a little bit and not have it knocked out. So he could have just slid over to the right just a little bit.
Your guy, Coach Craven in the chat. You see what he said? Well, I keep forgetting.
Craven attending. Confirmed.
But he's got a note there.
Third
and goal.
He knows what a party's at.
He knows what's up. Reno under center to throw again and gets it into the end zone this time for a touchdown, connecting with Caesar Ackerman.
Caesar Ackerman coming through in the clutch right there against my better advice, but what I know, this is his 3rd catch of the season and his 2nd touchdown. All the man does is really catch touchdowns. What better guy to throw to is somebody they end up forgetting about. So here we are. They are down now. There's still going to be a score down.
Yeah.
But them being down 14-0 early, being able to come back and close it down to only a 4-point deficit, pinning in this extra point, is quite the achievement
for sure
for Minnesota. It just shows you how strong of a team that they are.
And capitalizing on the points off turnover. You know, they were able to get that interception. Got it all the way down to midfield, had about a minute to go, utilized their timeouts well. Good clock management, left DC with only 24 seconds. And, yeah, beautiful job getting back on the board. DC returns it out to the 21. Coach Craven in the chat says, you cannot go to Baltimore and eat at a chain restaurant. That would be certifiably insane. Thank you.
Well, I don't think none of us said our commissioner was sane. So.
Oh, well.
I mean, I'm not saying he's insane, but.
Well, he also thinks that the whole league is certifiably insane. You're not wrong, sir.
He's not wrong. You do what a gazillion people, it would drive you insane.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know what drives me insane? Trying to figure out how to coach. Every week, I just want to pull out my hair. No wonder you don't have any.
Yeah, I've lost it long before that for other reasons, like genetics.
Yeah, there is that whole pesky thing, too. 14-10, our score at the half. The DC Dragons out in front. They were up 14-0, though. Minnesota clawing their way back into it. 10 unanswered points. Now just down by 4 at the half. Gerald, as we take a peek at the first half stats and some snapshots, your thoughts so far on the ballgame?
Yeah, I think DC came out and played inspiring football here, right? They're playing at home, and as you've seen right before we cut to right here, this halftime graphic, you've seen they actually have what looks like Daenerys Targaryen as one of their cheerleaders right there. So they're playing really, really hot right now. They have to try and get back to them moving the ball on offense to hopefully get themselves a win tonight. But Minnesota seems like they're creeping themselves back in the game.
Gore with his interception return for a touchdown, your first half player of the game. And we'll take a quick halftime break presented by Brakes GPT.
We just pulled a full-size Taylor Swift helmet. Shout out to all our Swifties. Travis Kelce. This is a Giants Lawrence Taylor.
Patrick Mahomes.
Chad Johnson with the Ocho Cinco.
We have a Drew Brees.
Is that an O.J. Simpson jersey?
It's an Aaron Rodgers.
Oh my goodness.
Tom Brady! Tom Brady!
Break into the world of sports memorabilia collecting with Brakes GPT, featuring signed football jerseys, helmets, photos, and more. Brakes GPT offers you a shot at winning the autographed and authenticated sports memorabilia at a fraction of the price. Join the community of collectors on our Brakes GPT Facebook page and lock in your shot at hitting a humongous headliner on our site, brakesgpt.com. I'm Mike Daggs. He's Gerald Smith, the new league villain as voted on by the community. Justin Reside, Eddie Gage with us on Stats tonight. Cameron Irvine, our producer, back at SFL Studios. Vast Energy comes out firing to get the second half started. 4 of 6 for 62 yards. No touchdowns and a pick in the first half. All of his receptions went to Lauren Percoco except for one swing route to Kevin Say. Speaking of Kevin Say, only averaging 2 yards per carry, 11 carries, 25 yards.
And they're going to have to get some of the other receivers involved because they're starting to slide all of their defense, toward Lauren Percoco's way. So they're going to have to find somebody else to throw the ball to down the field.
Synergy up top, immediately into the backfield is the defense. Getting that tackle for a loss. Sets up DC with a 3rd down and 12. Matthew Alvarado at inside linebacker now for the Minnesota legend.
And that's his that's his 9th. I'm all confused. 9th tackle for loss, leads the team in tackles for losses.
Synergy rolls out, runs, spins, and gets tackled. DC's first drive out of the second half comes to a halt. So Eddie Gage is apparently trying to find out if there is a Waffle House near the Baltimore Inner Harbor because he's really craving that All-Star Slam. I thought, isn't that a Denny's thing?
I don't know. I don't eat at breakfast joints.
I really don't either. Because fumble recovered by Minnesota. So avoiding disaster.
Very much so. Luckily, he had one of his teammates kind of trailing right there, working the way back. If not, that could have been 6 going the other way, and it could have got DC back in the driver's seat because as of right now, DC has lost all the momentum in the game, and Minnesota, in my opinion, is in the driver's seat.
Pitch down to the bottom. Picks up a gain of 3. Johnny Reno in the first half, 11 of 18, a touchdown, a pick, 110 yards. Quarterback rating of about 73.8. Leading receiver on the day, Jay Taylor with 4 receptions for 67 yards. Colin Hart averaging over 4 yards per carry, Gerald, and that's why I was very surprised they didn't run it to him like you had suggested down at the goal line. He'll get this one with some lead blockers. Picks up a nice gain of only a couple. I think they kind of spotted that a little short. I thought he picked up about 5. They'll spot him with a 2-yard gain.
It was a little weak on the spot right there. But look, he's actually averaging what he averages on the season right here. But and then they come out right here. So I'm not sure what they know what they're doing. I don't know what they're doing. They're 3-1.
You're 2-2. That ain't bad.
Yeah.
Reno to throw.
Oh,
jumping catch by T. DeQueen, getting her first reception of the ball game.
she goes up and grabs that as if she's Doug Day grabbing a Twinkie with the one hand. And she's able to bring it down and keep this drive alive and get themselves in DC territory.
One-handed catch in traffic. That's the Nice Hands catch brought to you by Retroid. Put a Retroid handheld in your hands and play the only video game with your player in it, SFL 4K23. If you're hoping to see Eddie Gage in the game, you can't. He retired. He's now just hanging out at the Waffle House. Colin Hart with the 3-yard pickup on the left-hand side. I guess you can still see him on the sideline.
I don't even know if he even does that. Well, I don't know.
Just pacing back and forth.
I don't know if I could have that man on my sideline if I was a coach. Because he'd be losing his mind on the sideline. He's a booth type of coach.
Right. Oh, yeah.
You can't have him on the sideline.
Right. Because you would need one of those.
He would make everybody else panic.
Not only that, but you would definitely. Have you ever seen those coaches that have to have a guy that stands by them? They call him the keep back guy.
Yeah.
That literally like reaches out and just grabs the coach and pulls him back onto the sideline.
This man.
Yeah. You need like 3 keep back guys just to keep Eddie from like encroaching on the field and getting a flag thrown. 3rd down and 3. Colin Hart picks it up. No! Gets tackled a yard shy. And we might see our first challenge of the game is Nick Fargo, the longtime Sioux Falls Sparrow. There is the spike of the old flag. I think he might have gotten it, but let's take a retroactive look at the play. Presented by Retroid. Get your console to play the SFL on the go at GoRetroid.com.
So it's in real time. It looked like he got it, but we're going to get a slowed down look at this and see if forward progress was. I can't tell from that angle.
Not
Let's
that
give us
angle.
another.
Here
Here
you
we
go.
go.
Left arm over the line, 1st down.
Oh, all right. Well, I think it's still going to be close depending on what they see.
And the call is overturned. Do they give them the 1st down, though? And I see some clapping. So, yes.
So here's a challenge for everybody, I think, since we just had a challenge. I'm a French toast guy.
Yeah.
Some people like regular toast.
Okay.
So I challenge somebody to sell me on regular toast. I don't want.
They have 2 totally different applications.
Yeah, I know. I don't want no dry toast. Give me the
You
French
gotta put
toast.
butter on it.
No, man, you just soggying up the bread. Why would you do that?
So that it's not dry toast anymore. What do you... Hang on.
No.
No. Hang on.
French toast is much
you're-
better than regular toast.
You're saying that butter soggies up the bread. The
It
heck
does.
do you think happens when you take a piece of bread and dunk it in French toast batter?
Yeah, but guess what you're doing?
you're making it
cooking
delicious.
Yeah, you're making it delicious after you cook it.
Yeah, but it soggies up the bread first, and then you cook it.
I just can't get into regular toast.
It's too total. Oh, pump fake. Oh, he's ripped down for the sack.
Toast.
He is toast indeed. Fortson with the sack on the play. It's different applications. I made French toast the other day on the Blackstone, by the way. You should get one if your wife would let you, but she won't. That's a different conversation.
She's mean. Everyone knows that.
Yeah, it's true. So good thing she ain't listening. 3rd down and 11. French toast is a meal in of itself. Toast, regular toast, is a side. It's different things.
Yeah, but they give you French toast as a side. You want French
No, they
toast or
don't.
regular toast?
3rd down and 11. Reno throwing for the first down. No, it's picked
overthrown.
off. Yeah, Peanut Say takes advantage of that one, and Reno is picked off for the 2nd time tonight. We'll see if DC can capitalize on that one and get back down the field. They haven't scored in quite a while now.
Yeah, and Say was just right with T right there, just making sure she didn't get past him. And you know what kept that route going what it is? They started out bumping those receivers right off of the line, throw down. It threw off all of where the route was supposed to be and actually slowed it down. And then Johnny Reno expecting T to be in a certain spot, and she wasn't because of the bump, and it made it easy for Say to pick it off.
Dump down pass to Kevin Say. Good for only a gain of 2. Listen, if I make like over easy eggs, French toast is the superior breakfast food. I agree. But if I have some over easy eggs, you know, they're the ones with like the soft yolk and you can like squish it.
I know. I like my eggs over easy.
Yeah, right. So you get toast and you can squish it right in the yolk and you dip it in the yolk. It's so good. You can't do that with French toast.
Yes, you can.
No, you can't, you psychopath. First down, run up the middle. Sorry about that psychopath thing, but listen, Doug Day agrees. He says, Dags, how can you be friends with this guy?
Yeah, but
Gerald
Doug
is
Day
crazy.
eats Twinkies for breakfast. Everybody knows that. He
Twinkies
wouldn't
for
know a good
breakfast,
piece
lunch,
of toast
dinner.
if it slapped him in the face.
Don't slap people with toast.
T's gonna have to get Doug off the Twinkies. When you're on a Twinkie diet, that's what you're. That's the kind of stuff happens.
First
and
down.
you end up 0-5.
Wow. Shots fired. That was mean.
I love you, Dougie.
I don't think you do. Oh, well, anyhow, I've muted Gerald's mic, so that's all from him tonight. Second down. Dang, man. Second down and 12.
It's okay. It's okay.
I don't know. We haven't heard from him since. Oh. Say gets picked up in the backfield, tackled for a loss.
And he's still down.
He's down. Yeah, Kevin Say down for DC. So bad goes to worse for DC. The momentum was all on their side. We saw the momentum shift into Minnesota's favor. Then it's kind of gotten a little bit more evened out, but now he's limping right now off the field. That could be a devastating injury for DC. Kevin Say, obviously, their number one rusher.
Yeah, and it looked like as he was going down, getting tackled, that his leg got caught up in the turf and got rolled over by a couple of guys. So the run game wasn't terrible, but it wasn't all that great either. But they're even going to struggle now without him in the lineup.
Synergy throws over the middle. And that one is incomplete, trying to get it to Jay Hayden. That'll bring the drive to a close. So DC, after getting yet another turnover, this time those 6 plays, only manages about 5 yards after getting that pick. And they'll have to punt this one away. Squeak74 says French Twinkie toast. I don't know what that is, but it shouldn't exist. Carrot sticks are what we're going to be eating at the next. We got to eat healthier, and Doug wants to eat healthier too. We got to support him. Carrot sticks, he says celery and peanut butter. That's good. You ever have ants on a log? It's where they take celery and they put peanut butter on it and then top it with raisins. It's called ants on a log.
I actually thought there was really ants involved in that.
No, man. Why would we eat bugs? Well, I guess you do.
It's one of the delicacies of Louisiana.
Because crawfish do be.
Oh,
look at that! Mincing over the middle.
We're talking about stuff and here food and everything else. He's like, hey guys, there's a game going on, and I'm going to show you how it's done. I'm going to just nonchalantly grab this out of the air and get my team close to midfield and trying to put another score on the board to either take the lead or close it down to 1 point. But I'm sure they're
coming out firing. Reno, picked off. I don't think anyone's going to stop him. Jadooby-doo. Spins. Oh, my God. Inside the 20. Jadooby-doo down to the 10. First down and goal for the Dragons.
Jadooby-doo done Jadooby did it as he caught the actual tip drill and actually got his team back in opponent's territory right here. As we thought they were DC's luck was just turning upside down on its head. They come away with a pick and get themselves inside the red zone, inside the 15-yard line.
Josh Vasquez getting the tip. Jadooby-doo getting the pick. Teamwork on the tip drill. First down and goal from the 9-yard line. And DC wishes they had Kevin Say in the backfield right now.
They do have Harrison and Chuck Steller being back there, but we're going to see. I mean, either way, it seems like they have a very good chance of coming away with some kind of points.
Looking to extend their lead further. Synergy up top and crushed. Sam Harrison absolutely chawed on that one.
Mark Mello was untouched. Just coming right off of the edge and got him for, I don't know, it's a 3-4 yard loss. Here, 4 yards? Almost.
Synergy throws for Coco to the goal line, 3rd down and goal.
Did you see the awareness by Coco as she was going down? If we get a good look at it, looked like she tried to reach the ball out and get it into the end zone. I'm just thinking, maybe she was thinking, hey, we're struggling running the ball here. If I can just reach it in. But they didn't give her that spot. Down inside of 1.
Ball is handed off to Harrison. Fighting, diving touchdown. DC extends their lead.
Their defense put them in a very good position to be successful. What do? They don't waste it. They take a few plays, get down there with a pass to Lauren Percoco, and then you got Harrison who runs and jumps it in there for a touchdown, which is his 2nd touchdown on the season. And with 2 minutes left in the 3rd, I don't know where this game is going right now.
Yeah.
Because DC has played really, really good defense. Their offense has, produced when they need them to, especially after turnovers. So here we are.
Able to capitalize off of that turnover after a 3-play, 10-yard drive, taking only a minute off the clock. Gerald, there's only 28 likes on this video right now, and that is not enough. Smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Make sure you've got your notifications on so you won't miss a minute of SFL and SFLM action, and help the channel grow through your support. We've announced the convention tonight. We've announced that Ray Bentley's going to come to the convention. Jermaine Smith's going to come to the convention. Joey Ramos-Lynn, if you didn't know his first name's Joey, now you do. Joey Ramos-Lynn is coming to the convention, more likely than not. There's this whole little pesky thing about a visa. Appointments in October. We'll see how it goes. But he'll more than likely, he'll be there. That's worth more than 28 likes.
I would think so. Ray Bentley's number is 28, so maybe that's where it comes from.
Could be.
But let's see how many games Ramos has won, not including the
nonsense ones I've done.
Yeah, those don't count. Those are luck.
Oh, look at that pass, Matt Wilson.
Ramos
special
earned
right
all of his.
Yeah, mine were just silly
It's
luck.
Listen, it's like throwing spaghetti at the wall. If it sticks,
Jason Bartley been getting me some touchdowns on that kick return game from the onside kicks. I'll call that lucky.
Yeah, that works. That's good coaching. You coached them up. Maybe Ramos did.
Yeah, I don't do special teams. He won't let me. Colin Hart running that one up the gut for a gain of 4.
I don't know, man. Like Minnesota looked like they were flowing pretty good, and then they had that first interception that got returned for a pick 6. And then here they were driving down. Once again, it seemed like they were in control of the game. We talked about it, even though they were down, that they had all the momentum. And then DC comes up with an interception and just turns the tide.
Reno fires, overshoots his target. And just looks a little too excited out there.
What a defensive series right here for DC. Being able to go down after a turnover, put a touchdown on the board, and then they're going to get the ball back. And they're going to get it back in decent territory, and in decent field position as well, because I don't think they're going to kick it way down the field. They're kicking it from their, like their own 30 right here, DC. So they're going to get pretty decent field position here.
Ball drops down at the 31, returned up to about the 38-yard line. This is where Synergy and company will come back out onto the field. Synergy, statistically, Gerald not really having the best night. 6 of 10 for only 74 yards. You can see his last 10 pass attempts right there, including an interception just a few plays ago. Every other pass completed on the last 4.
He hasn't been doing bad. He's been making the throws he need to Lauren Percoco and getting himself down there. So I can't overly complain. We always shoot. Oh, no!
Fumbled the ball, recovered by the O-lineman. Great move by Ezekiel Rubin. The right tackle for the Dragons.
Who came right off the edge and was right in Synergy's face?
Get another look at it here. Big number 90, Angela Meerkat.
Angela was right off the edge, fought off that block, and Synergy just pretty much ran right into it.
DC is going to challenge that the ball was fumbled. trying to recover some of the yards. I'm not really sure that challenge is worth it. It'll be 2nd down and long either way.
I think it'll be.
I guess if it was
down
incomplete,
and 10.
it'll still be okay.
It'd be 2nd and 10. I mean, I think this is huge
Fair
for them.
enough.
And look, and they're grasping the way their season's been going. They're grasping at, whatever it is. Well, let's see. I don't think the hand was coming forward. We didn't get a slow down look at it, but
well, take a retroactive look at the play. Get your console to play the SFL on the go. GoRetroid.com. The call on the field is overturned, ruled an incomplete pass, and it is an 11-yard swing.
Right.
So
I don't know if that was the right call unless they slowed it down in a super slow-mo and we just didn't see it on our end.
could be.
But it didn't look like the arm was moving forward. It looked like a clear fumble to me. So
I thought for sure it was a fumble, and we got crushed by Meerkat. Ball popped out. There was a play that actually happened to the Aztecs not long ago where same sort of thing happened. I thought for sure that it was not a fumble. Right back to Percoco they go, picking up the 1st down.
How can you forget about where she's at on the field? I just don't think Lauren Percoco should be allowed to get this wide open. I mean, because she's been the sole receiving output for the Dragons here.
Yeah, 1 pass attempt towards Jay Hayden, the other tight end, and then a couple of receptions to Kevin Say on swing routes only. But otherwise, 100% to only Lauren Percoco. Wide receivers Mason Kirby and Josh Gill I'm not even sure if they're here tonight. They might be checking out Baltimore. It's just up the street, and they want to get ready for the convention.
They're interested on the view.
Listen, 15th floor of the Hyatt Regency Baltimore Inner Harbor. It's a lengthy room, okay? And it's got floor-to-ceiling windows, wall-to-wall. The entire wall facing the harbor is windows. Another fumble, and that one's also recovered by DC. So we've seen some fumbles happen, I guess, by both teams tonight now that bounced straight, luckily, into the arms of a teammate.
And the backup running back in Elvis Joseph thought he was going to be a little bit kind of cute and hit a couple of spin moves, and that just didn't work out too well. But fortunate enough for DC, it falls back in their hands.
3 quarters in the books, 10 minutes remains here from DC. The Dragons out in front, 21-10.
Of the Simulation Football League is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or account of the game without the express written consent of the league office is prohibited.
Mike Daggs, he's Gerald Smith, Eddie Gage, Justin Reside on stats tonight. Cameron Irvine, our producer. Sebastian Energy throws over the middle. That one is incomplete. Percoco has that pass knocked out of her hands. Adrian Blaine smacking it away. 4th and 6. And Minnesota bends but doesn't break. They'll get the ball back here.
Yeah, and I don't know if Minnesota can take one of those 5.5-minute drives in this quarter and score, right? And expect to actually have that much time after kicking the ball back to DC. If they score, I just think they're going to run out of time right here. So now their ball control offense, I mean, they can still use it, I'm saying, for the first half of this 4th quarter. But at some point, they're going to have to switch gears and try to get the ball down the field a little bit quicker than what they have been.
Reno 15 to 26 for 160 yards, thrown a touchdown, but 3, count them 3 interceptions on the day, and that's just kind of derailed the Legends game so far. Reno to pass on this one over the middle, and that one is incomplete. Hit to Queen, and that pass is rocked loose by John DeSantis.
Had a long-time DC Dragon right here being able to knock it out. Going to T right there. And T had the ball in her hands, but credit to DeSantis coming in there and knocking the ball out and making a 2nd and long. And it does seem like Minnesota is starting to try to change their offensive game plan up a bit to try and get down the field a lot quicker than what they are.
Play action. Reno spins and throws, and that one's incomplete as well. Another great jarring hit by DeSantis.
Oh, and Fargo's
Nick
down.
Fargo down on the play. Didn't see what happened to Fargo there. I hope we get another look at it. walking slowly off the field.
Yeah, Fargo was actually looked like he was, going to blitz right off the edge, and I don't know what happened. Maybe got shoved down by an offensive lineman when didn't really notice it, but he was blitzing in on the edge.
Third down and 10, 4 receivers in the set. DeQueen, moves down to the bottom. Reno, he's going to try to run with it, getting the first down. What a run by Johnny Reno, and kudos to Reno for waiting to start that slide. I've seen it happen, sliding just a little too soon.
And I don't know what Tyler Highfield was looking at there. He had a clear chance to stop Reno, and I don't know if he was focused on a wide receiver coming across his face, which was T, and didn't want to get left out. He was in a bad position in terms of being the only guy there to potentially stop it.
Hart picks up 2. We'll wait to see if we see Fargo come back out onto the field. I think we're still watching for Kevin Say as well. 9 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Jadooby-doo, 6 tackles and a pick.
Oh,
big tackle for a loss that time.
Strongbow.
Yeah, got it in the backfield and got that TFL.
Well, he just ran right by everybody. It looks like they didn't even recognize he was there, and they went to block somebody else, and he had a free run right at the running back, called tackle for loss. And this is a very, very big third down for Minnesota right here. If they don't pick this up, it's
well, you can stop talking. Minson picks it up. You've been talking enough tonight.
Yeah, I know. And they made this, and they just made that look too easy. It's a wonder. Makes you wonder, like, the struggles that DC has had in the passing game, and being able to hold on to some of these footballs. And Minnesota hasn't had that quite, like, bad luck in terms of keeping the balls in their receivers' hands, but they're just down by 11 points.
Averaging about 50% on third downs tonight at 7 and 13. DC 4 of 10 on third downs. Yeah, I mean, you've been chatting all game long, all pregame. I wanted to announce the convention right at the beginning of the pregame show, and you wouldn't have it.
No, I need my time to shine. And that was it. I get it once a week.
You get your 30 minutes.
You get once a week.
Listen, some people get their 15 minutes of fame. You get 30 minutes a week. And you want to take your 30 minutes.
I don't even know if it's even fame.
No. Just 30 minutes of you being able to talk about stuff.
Yes.
I like it.
It's therapeutic.
Colin Hart picks up 8. Yes. 2nd and 2.
That's a good one.
That's what's up. High formation on 2nd down and 2. Knox. Oh, just shy of the line to game. 3rd and inches.
Yeah, and Fargo coming in with a huge tackle right here. Like, every third down on this drive that Minnesota's going to run into is going to be huge in my opinion, especially when they're not in any position to kick a field goal. Oh, did he not get it?
The sneak. They're going to credit Reno with the first down. I think we're going to see yet another retroactive look here if they did. No.
Oh, they're not going to challenge that.
No challenge.
That was cool. It looked like he got caught up behind his lineman, and he got knocked back.
I thought for sure he did. But ball is snapped. It's in the books now. 5-yard pickup. And, that one, I guess that one stands. Surprised. We talked, Gerald, about these team stats earlier on in the game when it was pretty even. Look at this stat line now. Minnesota darn near doubling the stats of DC, but DC doubling the points on the board.
That's crazy. It's crazy insane.
First down and 10 for Minnesota. And, you mentioned this at the beginning of this drive, back at about their own 9. about how they could still kind of run their normal offense, but this drive's been ticking a lot of time off the clock. About halfway through the fourth quarter, they're down by 2 touchdowns. Well,
Yeah,
I guess
and they,
2 scores.
Right, look, and they got to start picking it up. But I do think for them, they're still going to run their offense because they feel safe as if they can get a field goal out of all this in case something kind of derails a little bit.
Hart trying to get it done here. Gets it down to about the 20-yard line with a pickup of 6. 2nd down and 4 as we hit the midway point of the fourth quarter. That's the 11th play of the drive. Play number 12 coming up.
Yeah, and look, and DC has gotten back on the field. Nick Fargo is back on the field and actually, on the field. So that's a huge get for them, but they're going to have to slow down this offense right now.
Pass over the middle to the Moose is incomplete. That was actually the 15th play of the drive. Another lengthy one. We saw a 16-play drive by Minnesota earlier on in the ball game. That one ended in a field goal. A field goal, I guess, works if they don't pick up this first down, but then they'd still be down by 8.
Yeah, but they have to be able to stop DC. And look at Nick Fargo. He's actually coming off the edge right here on his 3rd and 4th play.
Pass over the middle. The Moose stiff arms a man. Oh, I thought he was going to lower his shoulder and keep on moosing. First down and goal from the 4.
All he saw was that dragging end zone right there, stiff-armed a man, and was ready to get in, and then somebody almost didn't see him, comes in there and just checks him right across the face and puts him on the ground. So, and here, I think they're in a position right here that I really do think you are in 4-down territory right here. I think you need to get this touchdown.
Pitch down to the bottom, walking into the end zone. Touchdown legend. Isaac Knox just trots his way in and cuts into DC's lead.
And we got ourselves quite the game right here. Now, do they go for 2? Being able to pitch it out to Isaac Knox, free running in for the 5-yard touchdown run. Now, do you go for 2 here?
Johnny Reno still on the field. I see Colin Hart. I think they're going to go for 2.
I think you go right here. This is what I think you do.
16 plays, 84 yards.
Matt Wilson will be proud. You only go for 2 when you have to, and this is a situation where I think you have to.
Reno under center. Hands it off to the fullback and stuffed. Goes absolutely nowhere as Nick Fargo back in the game and gets the stop.
I don't know why you would go to your fullback in that mode. Maybe you're looking to surprise him, but you actually have Colin Hart in the backfield right there. He has been your bell cow back, for 90% of the season thus far. He is number 2 in rushing, and you don't give your playmakers the ball in that moment. I think that's a mistake by Minnesota.
I would agree. Now they need a touchdown, which will give them the lead. But first, they got to get the ball back. Sabaj Synergy back out onto the field. 7 of 13. He's thrown an interception as well. 3 from the other side by Johnny Reno. And this defense, as you see, Alvarado right there in the middle. He's ready. They want to get this ball back. They need to get this ball back.
And I really think the pressure is more on DC right here to pick up a couple of first downs. I'm completely honest here.
Yeah. We'll see how much of the passing game they use here, as Kevin Say still out of the game, so Sam Harrison gets that one. You can see Lauren Percoco, 85 yards. Everyone else, 5. Cinco, as they say in Mexico. Not sure why that's relevant, but
yeah, we're far. None of these places are near Mexico.
But Ramos is going to be near here. You know what?
True.
Maybe I'll bring him to DC and he can check out the nation's capital while he's in town.
Look out for the Dragons.
Well, yeah.
You think he cages them?
Yeah, probably. I mean, what else are you gonna do with it?
Take
it for a walk down the park?
No, maybe when the fans leave, he puts them in the stadium.
Oh, and they just kind of like run around.
Yeah,
like play games. 3rd down, Synergy. Oh, wide open up top to guess who? Lauren Percoco as she hits the 100-yard mark on the day.
I don't know why you just don't stay. They're not throwing it to anyone else. That's how they're getting their yards. Put the entire defense on Lauren Percoco. And how do you let her get behind you like that? I don't understand. David Leathers has to know where, she's at. She's got over 100 yards now on the day.
Yeah.
And this could have very well been the game right here. Because there's no run game to speak of right now.
There's really not, especially with Kevin Say out of the game. Up at midfield, Synergy throws to Percoco. They should just cover her with 10 people. Just have Mark Mello on the line and just cover everybody else on Percoco.
She's look, if she
Nobody's
goes,
on her.
No, that's what I'm saying. If she goes, this offense goes, and she has been extremely productive today. You know, and she's actually getting, you know, she had 17 catches coming into the day, and she's got 7 today. She's been extremely productive today, and she's been finding her way open.
See if they keep going to her. Ball goes back down to Harrison. Harrison picks up 2.
I'm also curious as to why Minnesota didn't call a timeout after this play right here. They didn't. They could have got themselves an extra timeout and everything else. Maybe they're just counting on it. I don't know. They're 3-1, so it's hard to question.
2 minutes to go. Can Minnesota get the stop? Get that ball back and get a chance to score? Or is DC going to control it the rest of the way? You're watching the Simulation Football League on YouTube. Lauren Percoco against Nashville in week 1. 7 receptions, 133 yards. She's almost there again. Hit the 100-yard mark for the second time this season tonight. 3rd down and 5, and right on the edge of field goal range.
And this is right on the fringe, right? I'm not sure if Caleb Richards is going to have the leg, or if the coaching staff's going to let him get it if they don't gain another yard. But I would keep the ball on the ground right here. Give it to Harrison right here again, and see what you can get.
And they do. Harrison bounces off the first tackler, fighting, and is stopped. Adrian Blaine gets the tackle. Timeout called by Minnesota. They'll have 1 remaining. And, yep, Caleb Richards out there for DC, lining up for about, a 46-yard field goal try here.
Caleb Richards has on the season a long of 43 and is perfect on the season.
From the left hash, kick is on its way, and it is good. DC now out in front, 24-16.
And here we are. Now it's all in DC's hands right here. Now, look, we know they have the talent offensively to move the ball down the field, but can they do it? They've only done it, a couple of times this game and got themselves in a position to score a touchdown. Now they need that touchdown and the 2-point conversion.
Yep. Well, you talked about this at the beginning of their last drive, right? I mean, you mentioned how they'll be able to run their normal offense, and they did for a very lengthy drive, both lengthy in number of plays and time. Over half a quarter taken off the clock on a 16-play, 84-yard drive. Well, now they got 1:44 to get a touchdown and a 2-point conversion just to tie. 80 yards away from the end zone, 4-down territory from here on out. Any turnovers at this point ends the game. Reno, short pass over the middle, and they'll call their final timeout. So I can see you're absolutely disgusted with. And no more timeouts, only clock stoppages on incompletions, out of bounds, or
I mean, you started the drive with 1 and 44 seconds, and then on the first one, on like a 5-yard gain, you call the timeout. That's not very good time management right there, right? You want to run your hurry up and only take it when you have to.
Reno firing over the middle, one-handed catch. Jay Taylor will go into the hurry up at the 39-yard line.
And I like the way they're doing it. I think this favors Minnesota with the man-to-man DC's doing.
Reno to throw again down the right side this time. Goes right back to Taylor in double coverage. Gets it all the way to the other 40. Taylor now with 84 yards on the day. Reno again throws over the middle. That one is incomplete. Clock stops with 1:16. T. DeQueen could not haul it in.
Yeah, T let it slip right through her hands, and Minnesota is very lucky because DeSantis had his hands on it too, but it still fell to the turf. But Jay Taylor, a couple of plays before, mossed 2 defenders to grab that ball.
That was wild. Reno throws over the middle. Caught.
And that was Quake Ma'am.
1 minute to go. Reno
Quick, man.
again, wide open up top. First down and goal from the 3. Now they might want to slow it down a little bit.
Quig man beat Peanut Say right off the line.
Here we go. Can they get in the end zone? Reno spikes it. 52 seconds remaining. They'll regroup.
Look, and they are in a position right here where they can run or they can pass. They have 52 seconds right here. They're at the 3. They have a quality running back. Like I said, the number 2 rusher coming into this week, and Colin Hart. This is a situation right here. You can actually run if you wanted the next 2 plays.
Let's see what they do. My guess, they will stick to the sky. Reno under center. Short drop. Throws over the middle on that one. Oh, the pucker factor. Josh Vasquez nearly picked that off at the 1.
I nearly jumped out of my seat right there as if I was sitting in some sort of theater watching a scary movie.
Little jump scare. It was a jump scare. Reno, throw it to the guys in the green helmets.
A running back draw would be really, really good right here for them.
Reno, 5-step drop. Looks under pressure, and down he goes. Jason Bourne.
Coming right in, and here there is. They're going to huddle up right here as it get about 40 seconds right here. They're going to huddle up, and we're going to see what they're going to draw up for this 4th down play. If anything, right here, the sack does help Minnesota a little bit. It gives them about 10, gives them about 4 or 5 more yards to be able to find somebody open. Everything won't get jumping up in the end zone.
Trips down to the bottom. Never mind. Deezer Powell moves up top into the slot. Reno looks, fires, end zone, touchdown, Minnesota!
Quick man caught that. I have no idea how. Looked like it was batted up or something. It fell to the turf. I would like a review on it because it looked like I don't know what. But he brought it in. Oh, no, he brought it in nice and clean.
Yep.
Hands out there first and let it get to him. Got his hands above everybody else. Now they have to go for 2, obviously.
Yep.
And what are they going to do here? Are they going to pass it? Are they going to run? Do not give it, in my opinion, if Henson Jr. gets this ball, it's a mistake. Has to go to Con Hart if it's a run.
Reno tries to take it himself and gets stuffed.
Why are you doing that? Why is that what you chose to do right there? You're not fooling anyone right there. I mean, you have the number 2 rusher in the league.
Onside
2 times
kick.
they've done that.
Onside kick will decide this ball game now. Does Minnesota get another shot, or does DC get their 2nd win of the season?
Illegal touching.
Illegal touching, and we will re-kick.
I feel like I was watching a game, another big game, in a big moment, and they don't do what they should have done, and it cost them the game. I think 2 times they had the opportunity to give it to their best player out of the backfield, and they chose 4 less superior players to do so.
Kick goes deep, recovered by DC. Chuck Stellar with the stellar recovery, and DC will hang on for a 2-point victory over Minnesota.
Minnesota had the opportunities. I cannot say that enough. They had opportunities, and they just made a mistake with the choice of play calls. I won't call it getting cute because nothing Minnesota does is cute, right? They have a tried and true formula that has gotten themselves to where they are, but they made 2 mistakes in 2 specific moments on their 2-point conversions. They chose the wrong personnel to handle the ball in those key moments, and I think it cost them the game.
I would agree. I think Colin Hart takes that handoff up the middle, and we would be going to extra quarters. But it was not to be. DC gets the win, 24-22 over Minnesota. Week 6 continues tomorrow with a full slate, starting with Vancouver. Vancouver's back against the wall at home against Baltimore at 6:30 p.m. Eastern, plus Florida, Bossier City, Motor City, Nashville, and Chicago, Lexington. You can catch all the action, as always, right here on SFL YouTube. Gerald, as we see these final stats, your final thoughts on this one?
I think it was the DC defense came and played inspired. They picked off their opponent 3 times. They showed up when it mattered. Lauren Prococo and Synergy had that connection. and they actually made it work for them, and they were opportunistic with the chances their defense gave them, and it got them their second win of the season against a high-quality playoff bound, in my opinion, Minnesota team.
Minnesota will fall to 3-2 on the season. DC will improve to 2-3. Next up for Minnesota in Week 7, they will be on the road in Denver against the Night Wings. They actually got another Friday night game, but in a later time slot, 10:30 p.m. Eastern time. And next up for DC, they will be at home once again in Week 7 against the Bossier City Steamers. Talked about the games coming up tomorrow. We got a full slate of action left so far coming up this weekend. It's going to be a great slate of games all around. That'll do it for us here in DC, just 40 miles away from the 2025 SFL convention. We can't wait to see you all there, and hope that you all join us. This has been a presentation of the Simulation Football League on YouTube. Final score, DC wins it 24-22. For Gerald Smith, Justin Reside, Eddie Gage, Cameron Irvine, and Matt Wilson, who's always with me in spirit, I'm Mike Dykes. Thanks for joining us.